It's a smart strategy. Toprak Razgatlioglu is replaced by Markus Reuterberger during the Modal FIM Superbike World Championship visit to the Cremona circuit, with El Turco still recovering from his crash at Magny Cours. Reuterberger had shown good pace during free practice and the Tissot Superpole session but was forced to start at the back of the grid for an engine allocation infringement. Speaking both on the Race 1 grid and after the end of the race, BMW Motorrad Motorsport Sporting Director Mark Bongers explained the process and the reasons behind it. The rules allow for 6 engines to be used per rider in the season according to Article 2.4.8 in the FIM rulebook, based on a calculation. The number of rounds divided by 2. The engine situation for Razgatlioglu heading into the French round was that the number 54 had 3 engines considered not active, with 2 active. That gave him 1 engine that was in his pool before penalties were imposed. Ahead of the race, it was announced that Reuterberger would take a penalty for an engine allocation infringement, requiring him to start Race 1 and Race 2 from the back of the grid, as well as taking a double long lap penalty in each race. As Reuterberger is replacing Razgatlioglu, the full-time rider's engine allocation is transferred to the German rider and, with a 7th engine used, he was penalized. Revealing the strategy behind taking the penalty now, Bongers said on the Race 1 grid, "For sure, we're trying to do everything we can to prepare ourselves for when Toprak comes back to be in the best shape. To save engine mileage, basically, for Toprak's return, we decided to put another engine in for which Markus has to take a penalty here. It was a clear assignment when we invited him to support us for the championship. It's a shame for him personally, of course, but this was foreseen. He's not disappointed. He's looking forward after his good results in the free practices and Superpole. I hope he does well." Bongers then provided a more in-depth explanation about the reasoning, saying after Race 1, "We have Markus Reuterberger as a substitute rider for Toprak. We noted a couple of points that we wanted to prepare for when Toprak comes back. We used Markus as a test rider, but because the substitute rider is on the same allocation as the original entry, this would mean Markus would use up quite a bit of mileage of Toprak's engine allocation. Since we had a couple of failures throughout the season, we just wanted to play safe and save engine mileage for Toprak, so we decided before the event, and Markus was informed about this, to put another engine in the allocation which is infringed with a penalty. The penalty means Markus starts from the back for the 2 main races, including 2 long lap penalties on top. That's what he got, expected of course. We proactively went to the FIM to say this is what we were going to do. It's a shame for Markus, but he knew exactly what his role was. He's been part of our family for over 10 years. He's brilliant to work with. I'm extremely pleased that, on top of the work he does for us, he achieved good results in practice and Superpole, and even in the race he scored some points." Explaining the penalty situation, Bongers added, "Toprak will not have to serve penalties and he has fresh engines left for the last 3 rounds. We just want to minimize the risk for when Toprak comes back because the championship is most likely. We're hoping he comes back at Aragon. We're expecting this but can't confirm it. It would be terrible to have a penalty for him, so Markus will take the engine and the penalty, and we'll have more fresh engine mileage for Toprak."